Wow. Look at that baby glow. Glow, baby, glow.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
I never slept a wink last night. All I could do was think last night. Just wondering why you told me goodbye. I never slept a wink last night.
Well, turn on Fibber McGee and Molly, pour yourself an Ovaltine, sit back in your mohair club chair because we're going way back into the 1930s. Now, yesterday we were way up in the 60s and I've turned the clock back. I know. Yesterday I said tune in tomorrow for Mid-Century Madness Part 2, but my heart is in the Great Depression. I couldn't do 2 nights of mid-century in a row. I just had to have a break. So don't worry, Part 2, Mid-Century, that's coming. Honestly, I didn't quite have everything ready yet. I'm a little bit like the meat grinder who sat down on the job and got a little behind in my work. So we're going to have to hold off on Part 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But if you're interested, look at yesterday's video. It was all mid-century, some really cool stuff, and there will be more. Now, yesterday we had to kick out a poor little uranium green cup. And we're going to do the same thing today to this turquoise thing. Sorry, your day was yesterday, so scram. No, not today. We'll be back. Most of this I'm keeping. You already knew that. But there will be a few things for sale, and you might be able to twist my arm to get me to sell something that I don't think I really want to sell. But let's talk about it. First, I have passively, or rather not very aggressively, started collecting Manhattan, the wonderful pattern by Anchor Hocking in the, something like 1932 to 36, somewhere in that region. It's one of the few depression glass patterns most popularly collected in crystal. Although there are pink examples out there that can be quite valuable and rare. Remember, it was reproduced in the 1980s called Park Avenue. The molds were different, the sizes were different, so study up if you really want to get the old glass. You may be fooled and be buying the stuff from the 80s. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I like the 80s. But this is the old Art Deco glass from the 30s, and this is the big 14-inch what's called a relish serving tray. It's a lot of relish. And some of you are saying, oh, what a shame, you're missing the inserts. No. There were actually 2 14-inch platters. Okay? And this one with the raised dividers here never had inserts. So nothing's missing. This one was issued by Anchor Hocking just like that. So you have 4 sections here and a section in the middle, and nothing is missing. They also released a second example with no dividers. In other words, the inside is completely flat. Now that example has inserts that fit in, and they're usually, sometimes they're pink, and I think they're usually found in ruby, with the center insert being crystal. And you can learn all that from any one of the depression glass books, if you happen to have one, but it's important to know that when you're buying these. You also want to look for chips, and the ribs, these concentric circles that we see, they're very generously cut or pressed, and so you want to feel those too, because you often get chips in that. I love this pattern. It's stunning when you add cobalt blue and chrome, and you can see some chrome back here. Now some of you are laughing and you said, I remember, Scott, when we saw that. It was in the light fixture department at your Goodwill. Oh, well, no again. Well, yes, but no. That one was, if you remember, was frosted glass. It was either pink or whatever frosted color it was, and it had the painted highlights on it. And it wasn't outfitted as a fruit bowl. Rather, the chrome in the center, it was a nut bowl, because there was a place for the nutcracker and the little nut spears, whatever they're called. I almost had, fill in the blank, detached retina when I saw this. I walked into a thrift shop and there it was, in beautiful condition. Somebody got this for a gift and never used it. There's the chrome base. It is Jeanette's iris pattern. Collectors refer to it as iris and herringbone. We see it all the time in marigold, yeah. And but here it is in crystal. I always make fun of it in marigold. I shouldn't do that, but it's not too bad in crystal. And it is a fruit bowl, and look at these Bakelite knives. I have every reason to believe that this is absolutely original, came this way. We've got 4 wonderful Bakelite, butterscotch Bakelite knives that fit down in there. Look at that. Come on and focus. Which it doesn't want to do. And it just says stainless on there. And so a fruit bowl here with the knives that fit right down in there. I couldn't believe it. Now, this, I'm going to live with it for 3 or 4 days, and then I might end up selling this, because an iris and herringbone collector is going to flip over that. Don't you think? 1930s. This is made in England, and I think it's Baker Brothers. I can't turn it upside down because it's got cream in it. I've been keeping this in the refrigerator. And the flowers are very stylized. It's definitely 1930s. Not pure Deco, but very in the 30s fashion. I love the colors. I really love the stylized tree here with the flowers in it. Very English. This piece of pottery is creamer, and that's all they had was the one creamer. I wish they had the sugar too. Let's make sure. I think it says Baker Brothers England. Yes, Baker Brothers England. I'm attracted to that. What do you guys think? I almost didn't stop. I was tired. I'd had enough. And I said, okay, I'll stop. And look what I found. You saw it glow at the beginning of the video. It's a beautiful center bowl, all formed in one piece, with its base down here and the 3 legs, the 3 little feet on the bottom. I've got to go through my 20s and 30s glass books. Haven't done any research yet. It's one of those good companies. I know Tiffin did a lot of this satin glass, and Ellie Smith did. A lot of folks did satin glass. And I have to agree with Dot Likes Red. I was watching her the other day, and she frowned and said she wasn't a huge fan of satin glass because it gets dirty and it shows fingerprints, and it really does. If you have any oil on your hands at all, and we all have some natural oil on our hands, this stuff will pick it right up. So you want to get this immaculately clean, and then don't touch it. And I still have to do a little bit of cleaning on it because there are a few little fingerprints here and there. But it's all satin glass, and it's from the 30s. It's gorgeous. That I'm going to hold on to, and maybe I'll sell it. But I don't know. I probably will keep it. Make up your mind. Here is a lamp base. I'm not a pottery expert, so I don't know which company made this. Maybe you do recognize the glaze. It is in the Art Deco style, with these geometric wings on either side. And so the socket goes in the top. There's nothing on the bottom. There's the hole for the cord to come out. It was never drilled. It was always a lamp, and we know that because if we look into the hole where the lamp cord goes, we see glaze. And if this had been anything else and somebody drilled it, there wouldn't be glaze inside that hole. So very 1930s looking. Focus back in again. And I'm going to be... Come on now. What's going on? I am going to convert this back into, there we go, a lamp. It's one of my projects, but does anybody recognize that that glaze? I don't know. This you saw before, but I thought I'd give you a close-up. It's an anchor hocking picture in the rings pattern. And this was an early Depression glass pattern. It came out in the late 20s, if I remember. And you'll find all kinds of pieces in this wonderful ring pattern. Definitely keeping that. It's one of my favorites. I'm just really attracted to that pattern. Then look at this. Oh my goodness. I was in an antique mall and I paid... So everything else here is thrift shop. This was an antique mall. It was $36. I don't know who made it. It's completely unmarked. The quality is outstanding. Let's take a look at the quality on this. Now the ladies are dressed. Okay, so we don't have any nudes here. Warning. You're okay. Look at how beautiful the glaze is on this vase. I'm not calling it a planter, but I suppose it is. Yes, I have seen cast iron bookends. I've seen table lamps. I have seen flower frogs. This is a very popular deco dancer with drape. Yeah, they're often nude, but we can see the outline here of an outfit. And the quality of this piece is just amazing. So there's one pose, and then we'll bring it over here. Now okay, now she's taking her clothes off. Wait a minute. All right, she's dressed here. There's her waistline. There's her top. There's her little bathing suit skirt thing or whatever. And boy, she's throwing caution to the wind when we get over here. Okay. Yeah, this is before she got her COVID shot. Now over here, woohoo! But you know, she might be, I'd take that back. I don't see, she might still be dressed over here. I'll leave that up to you guys. But she's dancing away. And then we have, this might be my favorite pose right here. And of course, it's almost as if they have bathing suits on. We see the clouds up here, and this could maybe be ocean waves or rocks or something, but it's almost like they're at the ocean. And here she's got, well, I don't know what she's doing with her plume there, but just look at the quality. As I said, nothing on the bottom, and this piece is absolutely immaculate. So I'm going to have to study to figure this out. As I said, I have not. That came from the antique store, and I don't know yet. I just got in the mail a couple of days ago, and I'm going to be settling in with this book tonight, American Modern, 1925 to 40, Designed for a New Age. Really excited about this because we go from the high, glamorous, expensive French Art Deco, which really the common man and woman couldn't afford when Deco was new in the 20s, And of course the Americans then take that Art Deco and we modernize it, and we have American streamline, and so the Art Deco influence goes from nice furniture all the way down to electric socket escutcheon plates and cigarette lighters and bookends and lampshades, and we can find all kinds of things in the Art Deco design at Woolworth's. So I can't wait to get into that a little bit later. You will see this coffee pot up for sale. I'm going to do a coffee pot sale shortly. I cleaned it, but I have not made coffee in it yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I always make coffee in it and drink it and show you that it's immaculate. You know me, I'm not going to be selling anything nasty. Now, this is a wonderful percolator. This is pre-war, so we're in the 30s. Could even be early 40s, but probably 30s there. It's a General Electric percolator. And I can't wait to get that going. Vitrock. You're getting used to that. 1930s. This is Hocking's milk glass. It's like Platinite by Hazel Atlas. And this one is marked. We'll get in there and see V-I-T-R-O-C-K. There you see it. Vitrock is not always marked, but sometimes it is. And it's a fired-on color, which sometimes will stain. We can see there it's picked up a little bit of staining. That may come off with some very gentle cleaning. With a slight abrasive, we'll maybe attempt that later, maybe not. You can find those in different colors, but there's my favorite depression green color. And look at this light fixture. Oh my goodness, this came from Goodwill. Let's get this front and center. Ah! Sophisticated. I love it, right out of the 1930s. And we'll see what it would look like when it's hanging from the ceiling. Hold on now. It's looking like that when it hangs from the ceiling. Boy, isn't that fantastic. I know I've gone out of focus there. This is not easy to do. Alright, let's get it turned upright again. A wonderful glass shade with this pearlescent finish. A lot of the Tourchiere lamps had this pearlescent finish to the glass shades. Very 1930s. Some pitting in the chrome. You could doctor that up if you wanted to. I'm leaving it like it is. A glass shade, and we find the shades a lot, but it's not very often we actually find the hardware to hang it. And look at this wonderful pierced work around the edge here. This is all, get back focused in there. I think we lost the focus. Just look at the quality of that. And it's a little bit of a darker color inside, so when this is lit, you get this warm pearlescent color up here, and then this sort of this darker color around the rim really is going to be attractive. And so light bulb goes in here. This is a little bit loose because I did take the whole thing apart and I haven't tightened it back up again. And then there's the this is the chrome that attaches to the ceiling. So okay. That's a great piece right there. And if you're trying to, if you are redoing an Art Deco house, or you're trying to get the look of the 1930s, fantastic. All right, I had so much fun showing you all of these things, and thanks for hanging out with me in the 1930s. I will be back with Mid-Century Madness Part 2, either tomorrow or the next day. But until then, I want to say thanks for watching. Have yourselves a safe weekend. It's going to be a cold, well, a cool, chilly day here on the old East Coast tomorrow. So I'll be percolating in that, and we'll get that up for sale pretty soon. That's all for now, folks. I'm Scott saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.